All right, guys, I'm going to start by reading through the text. If you've already read it, you can fast forward in this video to the model and example. If you want to hear me read it out loud, you can listen now. Example, current mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot was born in Massillon, Ohio, and was the youngest of 4 children. Her mother was a healthcare aide and school board member, and her father a factory worker and janitor. She grew up in a mostly white neighborhood on the west side of the city. When Lori was growing up, her father became gravely ill. He spent almost a year in a coma and awoke with complete hearing loss. Witnessing her father's struggles with his disability and the resulting impact on her family profoundly shaped Lori's views on social justice and equity. Despite his hearing loss and limited education, Lori's father worked at least 2 and typically 3 jobs to keep the family in stable housing and provide the basics. He worked as a janitor, barber, and handyman to earn support to support the family. Lori's mother, Ann, spent her working years in low-paying jobs in mental hospitals and nursing homes, and eventually finished her work life as a home health care aide. Throughout Lori's life, her family faced economic instability and all the obstacles typical for a family living paycheck to paycheck. She's a graduate of Washington High School in Massillon, where she was a trumpet player in the school band, point guard on the basketball team, yearbook editor, and pep club member. She was elected high school class president 3 times. Her high school alumni association named her a distinguished citizen in 2013. While in high school, Lightfoot helped organize a boycott of her school's lunch program over the quality of its pizza. The importance of a quality education was emphasized by Lori's parents, especially her mother. Ann Lightfoot constantly pushed Lori to excel and not to use her race, gender, or economic status as an excuse for anything short of excellence. As a result, Lori thrived academically and earned acceptance to the University of Michigan, where she graduated with honors. She paid her own way through college with loans and a series of work-study jobs. In the summer, Lori returned to her hometown and held factory jobs to pay for college. After college, Lori worked as a legislative aide for 2 years in D.C. She received a full scholarship to the University of Chicago Law School and moved to Hyde Park. On May 10, 2018, Lightfoot announced her candidacy for mayor of Chicago in the 2019 elections, her first ever run for public office. She is the first LGBTQ mayor and first Black female mayor of Chicago. So we're going to start with the value of grit. Here are some sentence starters that you can use. This is for the model. So the first sentence will start, Lori Lightfoot showed grit or a different value, because you'll do another one on your own. By, according to the text, you'll get some evidence, and then this evidence shows or demonstrates or exemplifies or proclaims, as some top students have been saying. So we'll start with grit. Choose one of the KIPP values believe Lori Lightfoot shows. We've seen that she can show grit, which means she had courage and strength to push through difficult times and obstacles. So right now I'm already thinking, okay, what was like an obstacle or something difficult Lori had to go through in her childhood or throughout her life that she had to push through? So then the question is, how does Lori Lightfoot demonstrate the values selected above? So I'm going to start just like the example states here. Lori Lightfoot, I'm being careful to capitalize both L's, shows we're doing grit. So I'm going to say grit because she was able to push through a difficult obstacle. So now I'm trying to think about something that was difficult for her. I know in the first paragraph it talks about her father becoming very sick, and she still was able to like push herself to graduate from, let's say, like to graduate from high school and college. Lori Lightfoot shows grit because she was able to push through a difficult obstacle when her father was sick and still graduate from high school. According to the text, now I'm going to go back and get that evidence. Oops. It says when Lori was growing up, her father became gravely ill. Let's write that. Lori was was growing up, her father became gravely ill. This evidence, so I'm using this bottom sentence starter. This is my R, my reasoning. This evidence portrays that Lori Lightfoot shows grit because she did not let her father's illness get in the way of her education. That would be an exemplar CER response. You'll do the next one on your own. You could choose responsibility, energy, appreciation, or teamwork to get your second CER. 40 points there. Make sure everything's looking good. Keep it up, guys.